Hello guys, welcome back. Thank you for joining me again for what is a critical part of our journey. So the first bit is obviously getting these end of season awards out of the way. Let's obviously celebrate the fact that we've had a decent season. You know, we did finish in third place, even though from February we didn't actually win a league game, which is shocking. However, we have been decent. We do need to make a tactical change, and we're going to need to mix things up at the club because of that. So we'll have a look at obviously the end of season stuff first, and then we'll talk about the transfers in between. So players inducted into Hearts' overall best 11 squad then. So the squad as it stands now, my starting 11 or my overall best 11 throughout the serve is Gorey in goal. Gorey and Gordon, it was close, but Gorey's been incredible this season. So Gorey in goal, Kingsley, Halkett, Souttar and Smith with Power and Irvin in the middle. So Power jumps in as well. Then we bring Edwards, he starts with Walker and Giannelli and then Boyce up front. What is Giannelli doing? Where is he? He was quality for us. Can we get him bought? Approach to sign. There's an opportunity here. He's got no interest. Look at that. That's a shame. But that's my overall best 11 with Boyce up front. Now, Boyce, obviously, he has gone. He's gone to Charlotte, hasn't he, in the MLS. But he was decent. He just wasn't prolific enough. You know, Rodell Richards has already scored more in one season. He scored in two for us. And one of those was in the Championship. So, yeah, that's my overall best 11. I don't really disagree with that. I think at the back, you know, Kingsley, Halkett, Souttar and Smith. Finley definitely hasn't done enough to displace Halkett anyway. So here we go then, the end of season review. So new arrivals. We brought in plenty of players actually. We brought in Max Power, Stuart Finley, Byrne, Gorey, Edwards, Richards, Zach Medley, Eamon Brophy, Larucci and Dakris Cogley. Obviously we didn't see much of him. He had 4 starts throughout the season. But overall, you know, Max Power, Stuart Finley apparently had a decent season. Stuart Finley was apparently also my best player. He was the signing of the season. The board are content with your deal to sign Carl Edwards. This is mainly due to the transfer fee paid for the player being such a good deal for the club. So that was my greatest transfer. Transfers out, plenty of players left. You know, loads of players went. Craig Whiten was a disappointment. He left for Colchester, went for absolutely nothing, which was a shame. You know, he didn't want to stick with us. Liam Boyce was the big transfer, going for just over £1 million. Transfers were decent for me. You know, a season to remember. The Jambos were one of the competition surprise packages, consistently defying expectations and owing largely to an impressive spell of form between January and May that saw them rise to third. My spell of form was awful from February. What's that about? We were able to celebrate a successful campaign. So, you know, start of the season was decent, loads of wins, and then it just, that just fell apart. You know, that draw with Celtic, you'd think would have kicked us on. It didn't. So the board expectation was a top half finish. We actually finished third. Our average home attendance was almost 19,000, which was 93%, and the competition's top scorer was Jack Byrne with 10 goals. So the board confidence and I got a B, and the board are delighted that the team qualified for the Europa League through their participation in the Scottish Premiership this season. So like I say, it was closer than I wanted it to be. A point between us, Livingston and Motherwell, and Dundee United come close as well. Moments to remember then, our biggest win was a 5-1 victory over Kilmarnock. Match to remember was our Betfred victory 4-1 over Hamilton, and goal of the season was Brophy with his 45th minute goal in a 2-0 victory over Motherwell. As far as the finances go then, fine. No issues with finances. Club reputation remains the same. We're still 2.5 star and national reputation. Sponsorship deals, no new sponsorship deals and no notable deals to talk about. So sponsorship then, we're actually down by over 100 grand. So we took 154k in sponsorships. But when you look at the revenue, we got 10k last season, we got 603k this season. We've doubled our corporate and hospitality. We've trebled our competition prize money and match day and commercial. You know, we've got 200k on that. Total merchandise sales were 415k and we sold 7,291 shirts. And my top selling shirt was number 15, Byrne. So how we lined up then, that's basically the way my squad went. We did play that 4-2-3-1 for the majority of the season until the last couple of games. But we started with Gorey in goal and then Medley, Finley, Souttar and Smith with Power and Irvin in front of them. Edwards, Walker and Byrne with Richards up front. There was a lot of mixing up going, but I'm happy with how it went. So the accolades then, manager awards. You know, I got manager of the season, which is absolutely fantastic. We also got manager of the month for December. The player of the month awards then, so fans player of the season was John Souttar. I don't disagree with that. He was probably my best defender. Him and Smith would have come close, I reckon. With young player of the season being Andy Irvine. Signing of the season was Stuart Finlay. I disagree with that, there was better players there. He got a decent rating, but he was a bit of a liability. Goal of the season was Eamon Brophy, like I say. Top goal scorer was Jack Byrne with 10 goals. Most assists was Rodell Richards with 6. Most player of the match awards goes to Zach Medley with 4. And highest average rating was Souttar with a 7.1. Record breakers were Liam Boyce, got a hat-trick, and that is the most goals scored by a player in a match. Most clean sheets by a player in a season is Gorey, that's 14 clean sheets this season. Worst discipline was Max Power, 17 yellow cards and 1 red card. And the fastest goal was Jack Byrne, he scored in 28 seconds. And that is the end of the season review then, so not bad at all. Seasonal performance analytic report, we're not bad, are we? When it comes to defensive efficiency, we are quite leaky. I'd agree with that. And our attacking efficiencies, we are aggressive and wasteful. Like up here, Celtic, we are shocking if I'm completely honest. But pass completion was drastically improved. So club vision then and expectations meet. And here we go. This is the big one. So club culture usually remains the same. To develop players using the club's youth system. Sign players under the age of 23 for the first team. Play defensively solid football. That's a big one because we have been shocking, and play counter-attacking football. Now, they're the things that I'd want to change, so we'll have a look at that. 5-year plan is to work within the wage budget, obviously. Sign players to sell for a profit, we can do that. And minimum 2-year contracts for first-team players. So, the end of next season, then, is to qualify for the Europa Conference League. We'll go for that every single time. And the Europa League reached the playoffs, so we've got to get through the group stages then. Fair enough. So end of next season till the following season, 2 years time, is my contract expires, and we just need to continue to qualify for Europa League football, if it be the conference or full. We're going to negotiate it because I'm not liking that counter-attacking football. I'm going to take that and I'm going to suggest that they don't... Try it again. It's sticking in there. They want the counter-attacking style football. You've given me absolutely no room for negotiation and budge. Shocking. Right, so squad dynamics then. Dressing room atmosphere. Jeez, look at the state of that. So, yeah, it's not good. Team cohesion's good. Club atmosphere is very poor. I'm not surprised though, Form has been awful, but managerial support is still fantastic. We've got a couple of issues. Craig Halkett, disappointed his manager hasn't kept his promise of playing more time on his return from injury. I think I have, if I'm honest. And Eamon Brophy wants to leave. We'll let him go in the summer. Top influencers then. I've only got one player that has no real opinion of us, and that is Jimmy. Jimmy the man. This may be the end for him actually, Jimmy, But I am looking at probably playing with an anchor man, a defensive midfielder, so he may fit in there still. I've got 21 players as supporters. I've got 3 team leaders in Walker, Gordon and Souttar. Highly influential players, 7 of them. And 8 highly influential players as well, which is good. So the end of season team meeting then. Let's discuss our plans for next season. It's been a long season. I hope you all have a good break. You're going to need to come back fully refreshed because I'm aiming to qualify for the Champions League. That's not what I'm saying. It's been a long season. I hope you all have a good break. You're going to need to come back fully refreshed because I'm aiming for a top half finish next time round. Let's do that. Some players are disappointed. You think we need to show a bit more? Kick the chair. Don't need to do that. I don't think I'm being unambitious. I just don't want to raise expectations to an unrealistic level. Players are offended, insulted. Right. And I'm just going to say I respect that each of you has your own opinion, and that's it. Do one. I'll also be aiming to reach the knockout stage of the Europa League next season. They're satisfied with that, that's good. That's exactly the sort of reaction I was after. Get yourself on holiday. Thanks everyone, and I'll see you at the start of pre-season. Right, on the whole I believe the players were fine with the lack of promises. The players are also largely happy with the expectations you've laid out. Fantastic. So new season team report then. Notable strengths, there's a good standard of heading. These players know how to take a penalty kick, which is good. There is good communication from our goalkeepers. But notable weaknesses is the goalkeepers in the team can be eccentric. I don't think so. I think Gorey's quality and could do with more than just Stefano Gorey able to play in goal. We've got Gordon as well. Transfer budget's also a worry. Maitland issues season injury report. So my most injured player was Stephen Naismith. He's out 5 times. 2 months with broken ribs was his longest spell unavailable. And Byrne, he loves an injury as well. He was out for 4 weeks. Out 4 times as well. Not great. Got to work on that. End of season breakdown. So my team all bugger off on holiday. They'll be going to Ibiza for the season. Absolutely loving it. And yes, they'll be back on the 13th of June. Training camp plans announced then. We're going to Portugal. Fantastic. And we still had nothing about the budgets, but I can see them up there. This is exciting. So Hearts hit with tax bill. What was that? £2 million back tax bill. Club membership fees income announced. The club have received a total of 1.5 million. Commercial summary, which we've spoken about, we know that. Burn being the top selling shirt. New scouting budget. I'm happy with the way things are. Recruitment package then. Let's go Europe. Yeah, 540k a year that's going to cost us, but that's the right thing to do. Board's initial budget saying we got 5.19 million to spend. That is massive, and 98k. Big money. Facilities have been downgraded. Due to technological advances, the club facilities are no longer ranked where they once did. Should we request an improvement to that? But finances wise, this is massive. We've got 5.1 million to spend. Unbelievable. We've got 98k to spend on wages. We're only spending 69k. I'm excited. Right, so what do? Let's have a quick look at the team report, the squad depth. And obviously at the minute we're playing a 4-4-2. It's a diamond. For me, I'd probably want to go, like I said, I've set up an Anchorman one. I'd probably want to go something like this. So, Brophy's apparently my best striker, with Richards just behind him. Now, Brophy wants to go, and I'm probably going to let him go if I can get the money, and we've got Walker. For me, we've only got Richards, and Richard isn't an out-and-out striker for me. So, we're probably going to need 2 new strikers, let's be honest. Out on the left-hand side, we've got Burn, we've got Walker, we've got Halliday. Burn will probably play out on there, or out on the right. In the middle, we're playing 1 midfielder, which is going to be Max Power. And then we've got Irving. Midfield, I think we're all right. Actually, we're normally weak on the wider areas, and I think we're good there. So we definitely need 2 strikers. We're good across the 3. Defensive midfielder would be Jimmy at the minute. Would have to sort out there now. Jimmy's probably going to move on. Now, we bought him for next to nothing, and he's valued at 115k. And we got him for 14.5. So there's a bit of money to be made there if we can get the right offering. At the back, again, I think we're decent. We've got Sutar, Finley, Halkett. Definitely need to improve as a centre-back. I'd drop Finley out onto that left-hand side. I would imagine that's the way I'm going to go. And out on the right, we definitely need something else. Smith is about ready to retire. However, Logan, he is coming back. He's on loan at the minute at Ayr. So he could start to feature out on that right-hand side. And then in goal, Gorey and Gordon. Gorey is still a number 1 for me. But I said that about Gordon last season. But Gordon, he's got to be about ready to retire. Got to be. But we'll keep him for another season anyway. So that's the team. Where do we improve? For me, definitely up front. Out of anywhere, definitely got to improve in the attacking department. So that's it then. We're going to get stuck in. We're going to have a look for some transfers, and then we'll skip forward a couple of hours, and hopefully I'll have had a complete overhaul and we'll have some exciting transfers to talk about. Right, so here we go then, guys. Can we just take a minute though to appreciate that first game of the season there? Hibs against Hearts, first game at Easter Road. A massive game to start the season, and our first real test, obviously, of this new team that we've got together. So, we've had a big turnover. Let's get straight into it. So, as always, then, we'll start with the players that have left, and Rodale Richards was the first one to go. Now, he was not a bad player at all, and he scored a fair few goals for us last season. But Motherwell, ridiculous. £1 million they offered for him. Let him go. He had 28 games for us last season, 8 goals, 6 assists, 2 player of the match performances. We got him in a free transfer. We sold him for £1 million. Part of the board's request of me, I suppose, is to get a profit from players. We definitely got a profit there. £1 million in the bank, solid. Then my main man Jimmy, he stayed in the SPL. He's gone to St Mirren, so 120k we got for him. Now we bought him for 14.5. He's played a fair few games for us, he's played 36 games in 2 seasons, one of those in the Championship. But he was a decent all-round player. I am playing with that defensive midfielder. He could have fit in there. Time to move him on. Then Yasser Larouci went. Now for me, he weren't good enough. He just was not good enough for the team, and he has gone to Pordenone. In Italy, he went for 41.5k. Again, another player that we got on free transfer from Liverpool. Played 23 games for his last season, 1 goal, 1 assist. Was better in the pre-season than he was in the actual season. So yeah, 41.5k he's gone for. And then the last player to leave was Dakris Cogley, another player that didn't really feature for me last season at all. Bought him on a free from Birmingham. 17.25k. He had 4 starts for us, 1 assist. Did not feature, was never in the plans, so we've let him go to Gillingham. And then that is it for the leavers. And so the first player that we've brought in is Jack Henry, coming on a free transfer from Celtic. 27-year-old, Scottish international, free caps, centre-back, can play out on that right-hand side if needs to be. But overall, decent for me. Heading, marking, tackling, 13, 14, 14. He's not the fastest. don't ask him to sort out a corner or cross the ball into the box or finish. 2 finishing there, geez. But he's up there with the rest of our players, History-wise, Celtic, like I say, that's where we got him from. He was on loan at Huddersfield last season, and we've got him on a free transfer. The ratings do worry us, but again, somebody that was decent enough to play for Celtic. Yet he wasn't a starter, but it's not a bad player, and he comes in as one of my top 3 defenders already, behind Sutar and Finlay, and like I say, full Scottish international, gotta take that. We then brought in the young English left-back, Reece Devine from Manchester United, so he's 20-year-old. We got him on a free transfer. Like I say, joined us from Man United. He was on loan at Leyton Orient a couple of seasons ago. He had 44 starts there, 2 assists, 1 player of the match performance. Again, didn't exactly set the world alight with his performance, but I need a little bit more depth out on that side. Speed is decent. Aerially is good as well. He's crossing 15 for somebody that's just going to be running down those wide channels game after game. For me, he was very good. Like I say, 20-year-old, probably not a starter, but definitely one to watch for the future. Next in then, Mitch Clark. Now this boy is a talent as far as I'm concerned. 23-year-old Welshman, can play out on both sides at the back, so he can play left and right back. Decent with both feet, reasonable with left foot, very strong right-footed player, and an all-round, he's balanced. I think that's the best way to look at it. He's a balanced player. Joined us on a free transfer from Leicester. He's been on loan 3 seasons on the bounce. He's been at Port Vale for 2 and then Newport County for 1. Last season he played 40 games, 2 goals, 4 assists, 1 player of the match performance. Like I say, not a red there. Majority of his stats are above 10. All-round decent player. Now we brought in Leighton Clarkson from Liverpool. Now this is another all-round decent player. He's very balanced as well. Going to play in that defensive midfield role. 20-year-old Englishman. Weak with left foot, very strong right-footed player. Joins us from Liverpool, like I say, on a free transfer. Yet to play any first team football. But he's decent, isn't he? Passing 15, technique 12, tackling 15, vision 14. His work rate's 13. Could do a little bit more there. And I could have done with a little bit more strength out the boy. But overall, decent player. Potentially going to be our best player in that position. Almost similar to Jack Byrne and Max Power already in that spot. Then we brought in another Manchester United youngster, Andrew Pugmal. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Playing in central midfield. Now, when you have a look here, physical, speed, vision and attacking and technical, all very good. He's not great at defender, he's not great early. But in the middle of the park, he's got the ability to boss things. 21-year-old Spaniard, very strong right foot. Joins us on a free from Manchester United, like I say, not played a game yet. No first team football, so I'm taking a bit of a risk. Isn't my number 1 starter there. Max Power's probably my best central midfielder, as you can see there. And Byrne as well. But overall, again, decent. First touch, long shots, passing, technique, vision, work rate. All in all, very good. He joins us, free transfer, still no money spent. Then we bring in Charlie Allen, a player that you're not going to see for the next couple of seasons. Got him on a free transfer. Potentially going to be the best striker at the club. But yeah, already 15 finishing, 13 composure. Got him on a free transfer from Leeds. He's currently on loan at Barrow for us, and they've paid 2.8k just to take him. So Charlie Allen, one hopefully to keep the eye on. Then we brought in Charlie Brown. Now, I don't really rate this guy looking in, but my scouts are going absolutely mental for him. Apparently he's the best player at the club. I just do not see it myself, but he comes in as a striker anyway. Finishing 12, composure 12, acceleration and pace both 15. You can see there, pace and attacking very good. Mentally decent as well, but the main things for me, finishing, composure, acceleration and strength, and he's got all of those. 22-year-old. We did actually pay money for this guy. We paid 180k. He was on loan last season at Carlisle, 42 games, 10 goals, 2 assists, 2 player of the match performances. I paid money for him because I was being told that he's the best player at the club, so we'll see what he has got to offer. This is one of those that could bite us in the arse, but Charlie Brown comes in straight into the first team. Then we spend some big money on Tobias Zarate, so 22-year-old Argentinian. Comes in straight away, is the best striker at the club. Apparently Brown is better than him, but when we look at the stars there, Zarate is the man. Now finishing 13, composure 16. He's not the quickest, 12 acceleration, 11 pace. Very strong on his left foot, and that's where he'll play out on the left hand side. And when you look there, at his overall chart, attacking very good, vision and technicals as well. Now we paid 2 million for him from Velez. That is big money for a team like Hearts. You know, we've not had that kind of money coming in. We had $1 million for Odell Richards, just over $1 million for Boyce, and we spent $2 million basically bringing one player in. A player that hasn't done anything neither. He had 4 starts last season for Velez, 1 goal, 1 assist, and we bring him in. So he's definitely one to watch. Another starter, 3.5 star, potential 4 star. Got a lot about him, see what he's got to offer. And then we brought in one more striker, so Juanma Hernandez. Again, this guy's probably better. And I didn't pay half as much for him. 425k from Getafe. Played in the Liga last season, 27 games, 2 goals. It's a difficult league, that one, especially for a team like Getafe. So we'll let him off with that one. But like I say, yeah, he's a very good player. Attack-wise, definitely his strong point. 3-star ability, potential 5-star. So again, another standout player. Only 19-year-old as well. Also very strong left-footed. Yeah, one to watch. Should fit in. I've got a lot of attacking options now. And the last player, welcome back, Josh Ginelli. Free transfer, absolute hero. Playing to his full potential. We know what he's all about. Went away last season to Portsmouth, 125k. They took him from Preston. 34 games, 5 goals, 2 assists. And he's gone. Free transfer, 1 season out of him, and we get him in. So there you go. So what does that mean for finances? Finances wise, we've got 3.7 million in the bank. Wage budget is 98. We're actually spending 102 apparently, but we'll wait and see what happens. That's with potential other transfers happening. There's a couple of things going on, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And our overall balance is 8.8 million, so we're doing decent. Let's be honest, we're in a fairly good financial position. So squad dynamics and team cohesion's good, club atmosphere's good, and my geo support's very good. So that club atmosphere, we've got it back in the green. Still 2 players that aren't happy with it. You know, Jamie Walker's unhappy at the sale of Yasser Larouci. I don't know why. And then Craig Halkett is disappointed that we haven't obviously kept his playing time. That was like last January, and we're still farting about with this. So nobody opposes us. I've got 19 players that support us, 6 players that have no real opinion of us. Walker, Sutar and Irvin are my main 3 men. Halliday's gone on a free transfer. Gordon left on a free transfer as well. I tried to offer him a staff member role. He didn't want it. And in all honesty, I'm trying to get Naismith to join as a coach. So this may be the last time you actually see him before he steps down, retires, and then goes into a coaching role in the under-18s. So squad depth then, we're starting to look a little bit stronger. So Zarate, Brophy, Hernandez are my main 3 men up front. You know, still not even a place for Brown. You know, he's down there. Aidan Denholm, he's come back. He's now gone out on loan again. So he's on loan at Airdrie. Boy, he's been decent, you know. He was on loan at Airdrie last season. 7 goals he got there, and he's gone back this season. We'll definitely see him again next season because he's going to be a quality player. 18-year-old already, and he's an under-19 Scottish international. Out on that left-hand side, we've got Byrne, Walker, Ginelli. They're me 3 there. We're probably going to see Walker more out that side with Byrne and Ginelli out on that side. In the middle of the park, we've got Power, Byrne, Irvin, Edwards, Clarkson, Pugmile. We've got Naismith, we've got Smith. We've got plenty of options. Middle of the park was never an issue anyway. And behind him, Clarkson's the main man there. That's who it's going to be. Max Power will drop down there as well. Out on the left-hand side, we've got Finlay, Kingsley, Medley, Devine, Mitch Clark. Or 5 quality starters then. Same on the other side. It's going to be Mitch Clark and Logan out on that side. In the middle, we've got Sutar, Finlay, Henry, Kingsley, Halkett. Lots of options there. And then in goal, we've got Gorey and Youngdahl. A player that I've missed out. We've got Andreas Youngdahl. He joined us from AC Milan. Free transfer. We might not see too much of him. You know, Gorey's my main starter. But when we look at him, he's alright. Cost me nothing. Potential ability 4.5 star. So could be good, but we shouldn't see too much of him. 20-year-old, Danish, under-21 international. So, you know, he could end up being better than Gorey. It says it there that he could be. He's got the potential to be, but I don't think he'll get the game time that he needs to really push on with his career. So schedule-wise, we've had a fair bit of pre-season. We actually won a game 7-2 against Southport, and then we've drawn. And hopefully that isn't the story of this season, because we love a draw, we love a defeat. We basically got away with a 2-2 draw against Beershot, but then we had a decent 2-2 draw with RB Salzburg and 3-3 draw with Young Boys as well. So overall, not a bad pre-season. But in the next episode, we got Hibs and St Johnstone. Big game there. And then we should find out who we're playing against Trabzonspor and Apollon in that 3rd round qualifier. So yeah, Rangers also potentially in there as well. But I think they're winning 6-1 in their game. Yeah, they're winning 6-1. Patrick Bamford with 4 goals. What is he doing at Rangers? No wonder we get battered. So yeah, that's it. Obviously, we're going to crack on this season. We're going to really push for it. and hopefully we can, I was going to say we can build on a third place finish. It's highly unlikely that we're going to build on a third place finish in the league, but we could do better in the cups. You know, we had 2 cup finals, lost both of them, and we've got that Europa League football as well, which is big for finances. You know, we can really bring some money in, generate some cash, and get ourselves out into the world and tempt some better players to join us. So yes, so in the next game then you'll join me against Hibs. Hopefully you like the look of the team. It feels good to me. You know, we're going to play tactically. We're going to play a 4-1-3-2 formation. We'll just see how we get on with that. I wanted the 2 up front, and that feels really balanced to me. So that's what we're going to do. So thanks for watching. Like I said, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the episode tomorrow when we take on the noisy neighbours, Hibs. So see you later. Ta-ra.